Yo, what's good, guys? It is Dario. Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into my top 10 NFL quarterback list, make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we got my top 10 NFL quarterbacks now. This was tough. Number 10 was especially tough because there could have been a lot of names here that you could have put in the top 10. But then 1 through 9, you knew the names, but you didn't know the order. The order could go either way, but let's just get right into it. At number 10, I have Derek Carr. Now, I could have put Dak Prescott here. I could have put maybe a Mac Jones, maybe a Matt Ryan. There could have been a lot of quarterbacks who could have been at this number 10 spot, Kyler Murray as well. But I put Derek Carr. The reason I put Derek Carr is because what Derek Carr went through last year. Derek Carr lost his head coach. His head coach got fired because of all that stuff that came out with John Gruden. Henry Ruggs, we know that situation. It was a horrible situation. He lost Henry Ruggs. It looked like every week or so, one of his players were getting into trouble with the law, and he still managed to lead this Raiders team last year to the playoffs with an interim head coach and all the troubles he had. I love Derek Carr, that gritty. His stats don't look great. Last year, I think he had 23 touchdowns. He had double-digit picks, but he carried that Raiders team. He had some amazing game-winning drives. We know what he did the final week of the season, that amazing game between the Raiders and the Chargers, the Indianapolis Colt game where he led an incredible game-winning drive, the Cleveland Brown game last year, with all that COVID situation he had on his team, led them to victory. I love Derek Carr. I don't think he goes any higher than 10. Some people are gonna be mad at me that he even is on this list, but I have Derek Carr at 10. Number 9. Now this hurt me, but Lamar Jackson. It's tough to put a unanimous MVP at number 9, but Lamar Jackson, I don't know if he's better than the rest of the guys I'm about to put over him. I know he won the unanimous MVP, but he really hasn't done much in the playoffs. He's won one playoff game, and in that one playoff game that he won, his numbers were not great. He didn't have a touchdown pass. I don't think he even had a touchdown in that game against the Tennessee Titans when he beat them 2 years ago. So I really cannot put Lamar Jackson over any of these other quarterbacks, but it was tough putting him number 9 because he is such a great talent. He's very overhated, but I have Lamar Jackson number 9. Number 8, I have the guy who just went to the Super Bowl, Joe Burrow. Had an incredible season last year. I think he is a bit overrated. I see people putting him in their top 5. He's not a top 5 quarterback. I think number 8 is perfect for him. He's not better than any of the guys ahead of him. Yes, Justin Herbert is better than him. Just because Justin Herbert didn't make the playoffs does not mean that he's worse than Joe Burrow. I love Joe Burrow. He just led his team to a Super Bowl. But when you have Jamar Chase, when you have Zach Taylor as your head coach, and that have that explosive offense, yes, the offensive line is horrible. But when you have that type of offense, you're going to succeed. I have Joe Burrow at number 8. Number 7, I have Russell Wilson. Now, last year was the worst year of his career. He had a losing record. There were reports that he really didn't want to be in Seattle anymore. Of course, that's what led to the trade to Denver, but I think the Broncos are going to disappoint some people this year. I'll be honest, I don't think the Broncos are going to make the playoffs. They're in a tough division. They're in a tough conference as a whole. I think the Broncos are going to be the biggest disappointment in the NFL next year. That's my bold prediction. I love Russell Wilson, but I think his career, it's been a great career, but I feel like I don't know how many years he has left where he's really a top 10, top 5 quarterback. I have him at number 7. Number 6, I have a guy who just won a Super Bowl, Matthew Stafford. If you talked to me last year, I would probably put him at number 9 or number 10, but that Super Bowl, he played amazing in the playoffs. He beat Tom Brady. He had a great game in the NFC Championship game to get him to the Super Bowl. He led the game-winning drive in the Super Bowl. He was incredible in the playoffs, had a pretty good regular season. If he could cut down the turnovers, he could be even higher on this list, but I have Matthew Stafford at number 6. Now we get to the top 5. At number 5, I have Justin Herbert, one of the more talented quarterbacks we've seen in the NFL in a long time. He would have made the playoffs last year if his head coach didn't make a stupid decision to call in a timeout. They would have tied that game. Both of them made the playoffs, and Pittsburgh would have gotten knocked out. I would have rather seen Justin Herbert or Derek Carr face Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs than the Steelers. But Justin Herbert, he's an amazing talent. He's accurate, incredible arm strength. I think we will see him in the playoffs for the first time this year. His numbers are very good. His advanced stats are very good. I have Justin Herbert at number 5. Number 4, I have the greatest NFL player of all time, the greatest quarterback of all time. Tom Brady is my number 4. It's not like these last 4 are very close. Like by the end of this year, by the end of this even regular season, this top 4, even top 5 could change a lot. But I just had Tom Brady at my number 4. Won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. The greatest player of all time. So yeah, number 3, I had Aaron Rodgers. Now, back-to-back MVPs. He's disappointed in the playoffs over the past couple of years. He just lost Devontae Adams. I don't know how long Aaron Rodgers is going to hold this spot. This could be his last season. We'll see, but I can't deny a back-to-back MVP. You have to be top 3 if you won back-to-back MVPs. At number 2, I have Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's going to take a huge leap this year. I have the Bills winning the Super Bowl this year. They're my Super Bowl pick this year, so I think Josh Allen's going to take another big leap this year. There's a reason why they gave him $250 million over 6 years. He's an incredible talent. He's a franchise quarterback for Buffalo, the first one they've had since Jim Kelly. And Josh Allen, number 2. Number 1, pretty easy. The $500 million man, the best quarterback in the NFL. Probably the most talented quarterback we've ever seen. That's kind of a hot take, but Patrick Mahomes, actually it's not a hot take. I think he's the most talented quarterback we've ever seen. The throws that he makes under pressure is incredible. He's been to 4 straight AFC Championship games. He's won a Super Bowl. He's already been to 2 Super Bowls. I think he's only 26, 27. He's a bright future. He's going to challenge Tom Brady to be the GOAT. But yeah, so my list: Derek Carr, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Justin Herbert, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave in the comments down below what you think about my top 10 NFL quarterbacks, and I'll see you guys next time.